As we continue to celebrate our heritage this month, NESCAFÉ RICOFFY recently gave South African creatives the opportunity to design a Proudly Me NESCAFÉ RICOFFY 750-gram limited edition tin. It was the designs of fellow North-West University peer and Master of Art in Graphic Design student Tanya van Deventer, South African illustrator and animator Morena Moletsane, and graphic design honor student at the North-West University Lindi Joubert that best captured the competition brief of what it means to be proudly me. The trio won out of the over 312 entries. And to tell us more, we joined via Zoom by two of the winners, Tanya van Deventer and South African illustrator and animator Morena Moletsane. A very good morning to you two. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure. Tanya, I'm going to start with you. Take us back to when you first found out about the NESCAFÉ RICOFFY Teen Design Competition and what really made you decide to enter.
So I first saw this competition on social media, and as soon as I saw the theme was Proudly Me and it was meant to celebrate Heritage Day, I knew I just couldn't miss this opportunity. So yeah, I just grabbed it with both hands.
Okay. Morena, for you, what was your understanding of the competition brief?
Yeah, I think for me, it was more of a challenge to see if I could create a design that could be like reproduced on a large scale. If thinking about it now, there are close to 100,000, if not 1 million units that are in store. So I think for me, that was the big challenge. And then obviously having a work of art on the tin, I thought that would be quite interesting to have.
So do you believe that it really captured the essence of what it really means to be proudly me?
Yeah, I'd say it really does, because the artwork in itself serves as an ode to what South Africa has achieved in the past. So I think, obviously, being a storyteller, I felt like it really did capture the essence of South Africa.
Okay, now Tanya, speak to us about your design and what inspired it. Do you get the sense that it really captured the true essence of what it really means to be proudly me?
Yes, I believe so. At first, when I saw RICOFFY's slogan, which is share the fresh, smooth taste, I was really inspired, and this made me think of that a simple cup of coffee could unite us South Africans is really the one thing that fueled my design. And this is exactly why I've included different shapes, colors, sizes, and everything. This was meant to represent the beautiful cultures and various personalities that we are blessed with. And even though we might not realize, us South Africans are interconnected with one another, even though we might be as different as day and night. And yeah, the design was really meant to exactly communicate this, that we are different puzzle pieces that just fit together and create a unity. So yeah, I believe it captured the essence of South Africa.
Yeah, I'm looking at your design on the screen right now. It really is catchy. And do speak to us, if you can, about the decision to include the different people, the different shapes and the colors in your design.
Like I said, this is really meant to capture all the different personalities. And yeah, I was blessed enough to be surrounded by a huge, diverse frame of reference. And this really was the one thing that I've decided to include, because we are really truly blessed with such diverse cultures and countries and states. And really, I was really inspired by that.
Okay. So, Morena, what does celebrating pride mean to you?
I think on my end, celebrating pride speaks about just talking about where I'm from in terms of background. So obviously it started off from our family, our grandfather being the one who, our late grandfather being the one who initiated he was a fine artist. So I think just kind of moving forward, it was very important just to speak to, how background, like where I'm from. And for me, that's the most important thing. So that's what the design that I created on the tin kind of speaks to. And obviously being very inspired by a lot of South African stories, like, namely, if I look at, for example, like Bessie Head, Gerard Sokoto, these are people we learned about when we were in high school and varsity. And I think those are, the inspirations that I draw from in terms of the work that I created. And obviously with the illustration that's on the tin, I really believe it does tell a story if you look deep into it.
And what's the message behind your work, and how would you describe your aesthetic?
I'd say it's more of a, it's like, for example, if I look at Jared Sokotan, I mean, this is digital art. But I think what the work speaks to is sort of taking that storytelling and then putting it in a digital form. And in this case, it's kind of merged it with the brand RICOFFY.
Sure.
And I think that's what it is. It's sort of like telling the story. And like I said, it's an ode. If you look at with the tin that I created, it's an ode to what the Springboks did last year, which also serves as pride as well.
Okay. Now, Tanya, what were the highlights of being a part of this competition, and what did it teach you about your own craft?
So what this whole experience really taught me was people are there to support you. We're all a part of something bigger than just ourselves, and the amount of support I've received is just overwhelming, and it blows my mind to see how different people from different cultures come together in this one simple thing just to make sure that we're one. And yeah, this really taught me something that I didn't really expect, and yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
So what does pride mean to you? What does it mean to be a South African, and how do we best celebrate our heritage?
So for me personally, pride is meaning you're something bigger than just yourself. I remember I was just a little girl, and the first time I truly experienced pride was being a part of a sports team, and this really taught me self-discipline and how to work with others. And I really think this is something that we should take pride in, and just this idea of a unity is created amongst people who are so different. And I really think it's important that this message of unity be communicated now in these times of uncertainty and fear. And yeah, I just really think it's an important message.
Okay. Morena, what would you point out as a highlight of embarking on this career path of illustration and animation?
Yeah, I think for me, it actually started this year. 2020 has been a very difficult year for most people. But this year, it started off with the design in Joubert being one of the emerging creatives. And I think I've had a broader perspective of what design is. So obviously it being multimedia, animation, illustration, it serves a function. So it's, design is not there merely just to look good. But I think coming out of just the emerging creative, I understood that design is there to serve a function. And it's similar with the tin design, it's not only just the product, but now it's like a piece of, it's like a work of art that people can keep in their cupboard. So I think for me, it's understanding that everything that's done from an aesthetic point of view, it's serving a function, it's usable, and people can take it and run with it.
Let's talk about the animation industry in South Africa. Where are we in terms of its growth and development? Do you think that people are still shying away from this particular field of, career path?
Yeah, I mean, it's very challenging. And obviously a couple of years ago, working at a film company, there was a couple of animators that I worked with as well. And a few of the guys, I found that they had clients from like the United States. So, just a couple of guys that I've worked with personally. So I find that they find it very difficult to find clients, if I could say, or the work industry in that area, it's limited. So some of the guys are opting to have to go find, people that are looking for the skill elsewhere.
All right, Morena and Tanya, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time. And once again, congratulations.
All right.
Thank you so much for having us.
Good stuff. Great stuff. Now, that was fellow North-West University peer and Master of Art in Graphic Design student Tanya van Deventer and South African illustrator and animator Morena Moletsane. And they are two of the three winners of the Proudly Me NESCAFÉ